My name is Mihrigul Tursun and I am 29 years old. I am Uyghur. Over the last 3 years, I was taken to China's government detention centers 3 times. I spent a total of 10 months in the camps. In May 2015, I returned to China from Egypt, where I studied English. I was arrested at the airport and my 2-month-old triplets were taken away. The officers handcuffed me, put a dark sack over my head, and took me to a detention center. After 3 months, they told me that I could be with my sick children until their health improved, and released me. My oldest son had died in their hands. In April 2017, I was taken to a detention center for the 2nd time. I was interrogated for 4 days and nights without sleep. After being in the camp for 3 months, I kept having seizures and losing consciousness. I was finally released to a mental hospital. From there, my father took me home and I gradually recovered. In January 2018, I was detained for the 3rd time. They put chains on my wrists and ankles, put a black sack over my head, and took me to a hospital. I was stripped naked and put under a big computerized machine. Then I was dressed in a blue uniform with yellow vest, worn by serious criminals, and taken to a camp. Now I would like to tell you about what I experienced in these camps. I was taken to a cell, which was built underground with no windows. There were cameras on all 4 sides so the officials could see every corner of the room. There were around 60 people in one of the cells where I was held. At night, 15 women would stand up while the rest of us would sleep sideways. And then we would rotate every 2 hours. Some people had not taken a shower in over a year. Before we ate breakfast, which was water with very little rice, we had to sing songs hailing the Communist Party. We had to repeat in Chinese, in quote, "Long live Xi Jinping," and in quote, "Lenience for those who repent and a punishment for those who resist." Anyone who could not memorize a book of slogans and rules within 14 days would be denied food or beaten. Sometimes there was no food all day, and when there was food, it was mostly a steamed bun. They forced us to take unknown pills and drink some kind of white liquid. The pill caused us to lose consciousness and reduced our cognition level. The white liquid caused loss of menstruation in some women and extreme bleeding in others, and even death. I also experienced torture in a tiger chair, the 2nd time I was detained. I was taken to a special room and placed in a high chair. Bands held my arms and legs in place and tightened when they pressed a button. The guards put a helmet on my shaved head. Each time I was electrocuted, my whole body would shake violently and I could feel the pain in my veins. I thought I would rather die than go through this torture. I begged them to kill me. They insulted me with humiliating words and pressured me to admit my guilt. They told me my mother and son had died. My father was serving life in prison, and that my family was torn apart because of me. In another cell where I was held, there were 40 women, aged between 17 and 62. When I left the cell after about 3 months, there were 68. Most of them were educated professionals such as teachers and doctors. I witnessed 9 deaths in my cell in 3 months. I cannot imagine how many deaths there must be in all the camps. In the camps, I met a 23-year-old woman named Patam Khan. Her crime was attending a wedding in 2014 that was held according to Islamic traditions, where people did not dance, sing, or drink alcohol. She said 400 people who attended that wedding were all taken to the camps. When she was taken, she had left her 2 kids in the field. She agonized every day about where her children were. One night, she suddenly dropped to the floor and stopped breathing. Several people with masks came and dragged her away. After more than 3 months in the camp, I came out and was again able to see my kids. Thanks to the help of many wonderful people, I was able to come to the United States. Words cannot describe how joyful I felt when I landed in Virginia 2 months ago. But I'm not completely free from my traumatic experience. And I fear that the Chinese government is still monitoring me. My brother recently left a voicemail on my cell phone. He said, in quote, "How could you do this to your parents? What kind of daughter are you? You should go to the Chinese embassy right away and denounce all the things you said about the Chinese government in the interviews you gave to the Radio Free Asia. And tell them you love China. Tell them you were pressured by the Uyghur organizations in the US to lie about your detention and the torture in the camps. And take back everything you said. Otherwise, China can get you wherever you hide." I'm trying to start a new life in America, go to school and take care of my son and daughter. But now I'm terrified that the Chinese government could still threaten me from so far away. Please protect the Uyghurs in America from the Chinese government's threats. Please help Uyghur refugees around the world who will be taken to the camps if they are forced to return to China. Please take action to save the people who are being tortured right now. I hope the US government will take a strong action against the officials responsible for torturing me, and the death of my little boy, and the death of so many innocent Uyghur people. My people look to the United States as a beacon of hope. It is the only country that can tell China to stop its ethnic cleansing of the Uyghur people. I still remember the words of the officers when I asked what my crime was. They said, in quote, "Being a Uyghur is a crime." Distinguished Congressman, and if you ever go to China, please ask where my mother, father, and siblings are. Thank you.